Welcome back to your live continuing coverage of INFOCOMM 2015's Digital Signage Pavilion on the Digital Signage stage here at the Orange County Convention Center in Orlando, Florida. This is Be Terrific, your official live coverage. I'm Michael Artsis. Thanks so much for joining us. You're the Terrifics, and if you want to join the conversation in real time, we'd love to have you. You can join the other Terrifics in our Slack chat. We keep the conversation going 24 hours a day and check in regularly, but when we're on air, we can read your comments and questions and sometimes squeeze them in on air as well. So join our Slack chat, beterrific.com/Slack. You send us your name and email and we'll send you an invite. You can also find us on all social media platforms at BeTerricTV. Our archives go to beterrific.com and our YouTube page, youtube.com/BeTerrific. Everything is on INFOCOMM.com, INFOCOMM.org, INFOCOMMshow.org, and the archives will go there as well. And of course, you can send us email. We love your feedback. connect@beterrific.com. Guys, we have a lot more programming here today, and of course, we've got CE Week coverage next week, and we've got the Michael Artsis Show every day, Monday through Friday, 4 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time. You don't want to miss that stuff either. It's been a lot of fun here at INFOCOMM, and the fun isn't stopping yet. This is the last day, but we've got a lot more to come. I've got LYLE BUNN joining us right now. He's been in the digital signage space for 13 years of his 39-year career. He's trained over 10,000 people, and he's written over 300 articles, white papers, and books. LYLE is joining us to talk about digital signage, where it's going, where it's been, and what's going on today. LYLE, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Congratulations on the Emmy. You keep being more and more terrific.
Thank you very much.
That's your fifth one, I think.
It is, number 5.
Congratulations.
I need one more to catch up to Jordan.
Let's make it happen right now, shall we?
I would love to. Thank you very much. So, LYLE, talk about digital signage today. I think it's far beyond what anybody would have thought it would be 4 or 5 years ago, because we're starting to do interaction, and not only interaction where stuff is being fed to us, to our phones, but the other way. It's starting to recognize who we are based on our mobile devices, our connected devices, and feed us proper advertisements and proper connections.
Right on. And in the grand sweep of things, it's a 25-year-old technology now. Think back to when you used to see those VHS tapes on a small TV in a retail grocery store, and then watch narrowcasting, Ted Turner's CNN Airport, for example, which helped to build that entire brand. I believe you referenced that earlier in the program. And since 9/11, when there began to be a lot of pressure on communication spending, and we saw the capacity for production of flat panels, the revolution in the area of media management and telecommunication, we're now at the point with digital signage and digital place-based media where the opportunity cost related to not using it far exceeds the investment required to get the benefits out of it. So not using it costs more than using it.
That's very interesting, and I think it was also interesting, we just had John Braun on, and we talked, you know, so many people talk about ROI.
Yes.
And they want to know ROI, ROI, ROI. It costs a lot, what's my ROI? Right. And I think that John brought up a good point. You got to look past that sometimes. ROI is important, and you're starting to see that, like you said, but there's also all sorts of intrinsic and non-tangible values that you get from it that you don't even realize. You're giving people a good experience, they want to come back. You're providing them services. You're giving them more information, and it connects with them in a way that you could never do before.
It's a commercial communication tool. It's a tool to build brands and build businesses. And what we know about the medium, this is well established now, is that it can do 4 things simultaneously. It can brand, it can influence people, it can merchandise. Thirdly, it brings vitality and energy to an environment. It modernizes an environment. And fourthly, it provides an ambience at a very low cost. Those 4 things being achieved simultaneously within a communications budget make it a no-brainer, to tell you the truth.
Sean the Extender wants to know, he's in our Slack chat, and he wants to know, what are some of the areas of change in digital signage that most excite you?
Great question, Sean. Hats off to you for that level of thinking about this. They really come down to 3 areas. One is in how the investment is taking place at the end user level. Secondly, Sean, in the processes and how deeply it's being integrated into the enterprise. And thirdly, in the technology area.
What about the future of digital signage? We've got interactivity now, we've got all these things. It's hard to imagine where it could go from here, and like I said, 4 or 5 years ago we wouldn't have imagined where it is today. But where do you think it goes from here? I mean, we've got these super thin screens, we've got great projectors, we've got great LED displays, video walls are better than ever, the interaction is happening. Where does it go from here?
Great question, and for all the Trekkie fans, for all the Trekkies out there, remember when we used to watch Star Trek and we would wonder about tricorders and communication pins and holographic rooms, etc. Think of how much of that has become our reality now. Then fast forward to movies like Blade Runner, fast forward to Minority Report, fast forward to Iron Man and the Marvel Comics productions. That's where we're going. These are being presented in movies and popular media because they are within grasp of commercial reality. And that's really where we're going, is as far as our mind could take us, where visual is our new language.
The epitome of INFOCOMM is to teach, is to be educational, is to have a forced collaboration or create collaboration. You're on the forefront of that. You do a lot of seminars, you teach a lot, especially here and especially in this space. What is the most important message that you give out?
The most important message is that visual is our new language. And there are so many elements of the ecosystem that go into this. And there are so many points within the enterprise, from ad agencies to information technology to marketing to operations to facilities to security, that the access point for digital signage can literally be anywhere around that corporate ecosystem. Beneath that corporate ecosystem is lots of supply capability. And with the narrowing gap between consumer and corporate technology pricing, makes it just a very, very viable option. There is no professional risk in moving forward with a medium that's going to deliver higher value to the business.
A very, very important thing to say. And what do you tell young people who are trying to get into the business?
Hey, follow your love, follow your passion. If your passion is connecting with people, if your passion is sharing your information and your messaging, if you're that geek in high school or college or even beforehand, if you love visual, if you love video gaming, if you love anything related to the modern world in which digital natives and millennials and progressive adults live your dream, pursue digital place-based media. As we say in Canada, that's where the puck is going.
I love hockey, I love the puck, and I always believe that you go where the puck is going, not where it is.
Hear, hear.
Dr. LYLE Bunn, thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate your time. I know that you've got to get off to a seminar and to teach people, so I appreciate you squeezing us in for a few minutes.
My pleasure,
Have a great
Michael.
rest of the show. Thank you very much, and thank you very much. You're the Terrifics. We'll be back with a whole lot more from INFOCOMM's 2015 Digital Signage Pavilion right after this. Don't go anywhere.